Good morning, it's Mrs. Jones, and welcome to the front of my garden. So, if you remember in one of my first videos, I told you that my blueberry hedge has to be redone. The grass is growing through my mulch. We've had a very dry um, few months here. In fact, it's been a drought, and I think the grass has just been trying really hard to come through so that they can get some water. Now, I don't count this a failure because I can learn from it. So it's a part of my success. In fact, Philippians 3, verse 12 says, "Not that I have already attained or am already perfected, but I press on, that I may lay hold of that for which Christ has also laid hold of me." And in this video, I'm going to demonstrate how to get rid of grass if you're trying to replace it with food. So step one, I have to take all of that mulch out. So I'm going to start doing that. You can see that I did put down a layer of newspaper, but in some places the grass grew through. Okay, so instead of newspaper, this time I'm going to try cardboard. And let's see if that grass can grow through. Okay, so I've gotten rid of all the mulch. And you know what? The newspaper mostly worked. I think what I didn't do is put down enough newspaper. Maybe I should use 3 layers of the newspaper. See? It killed most of the grass, but there are just a few patches. I think the grass found a way through any sliver of the newspaper that it could find. So fun. I think I'm going to try the newspaper again. It's easier to work with. The cardboard, I'd have to cut it to size, and then it would take a lot of work. So, change of plan again. I'm going to try the newspaper again. See?
Don't cut it.
All right. Hold on. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is to weed whack the remaining St. Augustine grass that's there. It's going to be loud, so just give me a minute. I do all my weed whacking myself. Okay, so I got all the weed whacking of the leaves, the grass. So it looks nice and smooth. The other thing about blueberries, they like acidic soil, and one of the ways to get your soil acidic is to use pine needles. So I collected a bunch of pine needles from around my pine tree, and I'm going to put those down. I'm wondering if I should put it down on top of the newspaper or below the newspaper. This is all a process. It is called a journey. So I'll think about that. Maybe I'll do some research and I'll get back to you. Okay, bye. So I decided I'm going to put the newspaper down first on the dirt, then the pine needles, then some more red mulch. I think the pine needles are going to help keep the grass down from coming up between the newspapers. down a nice thick layer of newspaper, maybe about 3 to 4 layers. And then I'll come back and show you the rest of it. Okay, I've got a layer of newspaper down. And now I'm going to add the pine needles on top of the newspaper. It's a long process. Okay, the pine needles are on the newspaper. I'm going to do this in small sections. Now I'm going to add the mulch back on top of the pine needles. Okay, one side is completely redone. That wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. Now I'm going to tackle this side. First the newspapers, then the pine needles, then the mulch. Here we go. Okay, after a long, about 15 minutes of work, I think we've got it done. I've got the mulch on there. I actually blowed all the extra dust and mulch and got it neatened up. So these are the blueberries. Alright. Alright, so I actually have a few blueberries on there. They're pretty hard, and I don't expect them to be any good this year because it's a 2-year-old cutting. I think by next year I should have some. See, there's a few blueberries on here. Let's see, a couple there. And there's another one. That one's almost red. Lots of flowers on this one. And here are a few more. So, okay. So again, like I said, just because something doesn't work very well for you in your garden the first time doesn't mean that it's a complete failure. You try it again and maybe again and hope for success. So I wish you the best and have a blessed day. Bye.